We begin with breaking news. The search for Ricky Henson on the Treasure Coast. He's been missing for 30 hours now.
Well, it's very frustrating because we're now beyond the 24-hour mark.
We want you home.
His family is pleading for help to find the missing 15-year-old.
Vanished in thin air.
The teenager disappearing from his own Fort Pierce neighborhood. Right now, dozens of police and deputies search for clues.
We're going to stay on here. If need be, we'll be out here all night.
Deputies tonight saying they have no evidence of what happened to Ricky, and so they keep searching relentlessly in hope for a tip or other big break.
We have live team coverage from Fort Pierce, from the family's plea for Ricky to come home to the search for the missing teen.
And we begin with News Channel 5 anchor Kelly Dunn. Kelly?
Michael, Ashley, the search effort has been scaled down for tonight. The command center was set up in this field where I am today off Edwards Road here in Fort Pierce, and it has been removed for tonight. They're done with the searching. However, the sheriff says that they are going to continue to receive tips and leads, and if they have some big leads that they receive in, they will be investigating them. Otherwise, the active search part of this will resume again tomorrow. Of course, today we had ATVs, deputies on ATVs, bloodhounds, helicopters, law enforcement officers from at least 3 counties searching for this boy. Let's go over some of the highlights now of what the sheriff revealed to us tonight in his news conference when he addressed the media. There was a 1-mile radius that was searched and completed by the time that we spoke to the sheriff at 9 o'clock. He said every house, every yard, every shed was searched as they were looking for Ricky Henson. They had 30 calls that came into the tip line set up by the FDLE, and the sheriff told us nothing panned out. They have no evidence right now, nothing, not a shred of what happened to this boy, where he could be, or who might have taken him. They have again scaled back the search effort tonight. It'll resume tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. In addition to the local and state law enforcement officers that are out here in this search, the FDLE and the FBI among them, also members of the Child Abduction Response Team. They're made up of state and local law enforcement officers. They're called CART. We talked to the sheriff and said, what's your gut reaction to what's happened to this young man? And what's the consensus among this group? And he told us right now, it's pretty much split.
One thing I want to reassure him, that he is not in trouble. All we want him is to come home. And some people on the CART team think that he might have been abducted. And what's good about those two ideologies is some of us are working toward the abduction end of it, and some of us are working that he might be with a friend somewhere in the area.
The sheriff said tonight that he really appreciated the support of the residents of the neighborhood in which Ricky lives. Greenwood Drive is where he lives, but these people just welcomed them in and allowed them to search for this teenager. We want to go now to News Channel 5's Elizabeth Harrington. She continues our team coverage from outside Ricky's home. Elizabeth?
It's another night of waiting for this family. Earlier tonight, they came out of the house to speak with us. The family told us they are exhausted. They're sick with worry. They just want to find Ricky. His grandmother told us life is not worth living without Ricky. In the dark, with flashlights in hand, police continued to search for 15-year-old Ricky Henson. They went door to door again tonight, talking with neighbors who weren't home earlier today. They also searched a vacant house next to Ricky Henson's home. The St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, with help from surrounding agencies, interviewed Ricky's friends, hoping for that one clue that could solve the question, where is Ricky?
We love and miss Ricky, and we just want him home.
We spoke to a dozen neighbors. None would go on camera, but they say the news is heartbreaking and some are in tears. They all said they're praying for Ricky. They told us his family has lived here for decades.
I've known him, hung out with him all my life.
Ricky's family also asked neighbors for help. He was last seen playing basketball.
She asked if I knew where he was, that he was missing.
Neighbors tell us police have searched their homes. Officers have also been driving around this neighborhood, asking people out here if they've seen Ricky, if they know anything. This is still a very active search, and they're hoping to find him very soon. Live here in Fort Pierce, Elizabeth Harrington, WPTV News Channel 5.
The past day and a half can only be described as torture for this family as they wait to find out where Ricky is. Ricky's mom passed away at least 5 years ago. He's been living with his grandmother, and today, a little bit earlier today, his grandma Rose and his great uncle came out and talked on TV about what it's like to not have him right now and how desperately they miss him, but also pleading that he come home safely. Standing in a field surrounded by media and law enforcement, Rose Henson pours her heart out, hoping her pleas will be heard.
We want you home. And if you hear this and can let us know anyway, please, please call us.
Ricky is 15, normal by all accounts. He loves sports, loves being active, and is always home in time for dinner. He was just down the street playing basketball when he vanished.
This is just way out of the ordinary. He knew he had to be home. He had someone waiting to help him with a project, and he knew he had to be there.
His family says there was no argument, nothing that would have made him run. He's gone, and they want him back.
Didn't have a jacket on because he said he was coming right back home. And, you know, we all know how cold it's been. But please, please, if you have a child at home and you're out driving, just watch for him.
And we want you to take a good look at Ricky Henson. He is about 5'7", 140 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes. He was last seen wearing blue jeans, also a green t-shirt and Nike tennis shoes. As you've heard, he has no cell phone with him. They say that was highly unusual. And in fact, everyone we've spoken to today say this was just so uncharacteristic. There was nothing that prompted this young man to run away from home. They just simply don't know what happened after he went to play basketball. That's it now, live from the scene. We'll be back in a few moments to update any other new information we get. We'll send it back to you, Michael and Ashley, in the studio.
Kelly, thank you. And we have much more on the search for Ricky Henson, including the number of sex offenders the sheriff's office is questioning, as is standard in an investigation like this in the area. And Kelly will be back with another live report.
And we'll bring you any updates as they happen in the search for this missing 15-year-old.